Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chris Maloney back with you for another edition of CWN Recap, NXT TakeOver WarGames 2020, which took place live tonight. Just ended about 10 minutes ago, I think, and pretty good show. And I tell you this, I was wrong about a lot of things with regards to my predictions, as well as some of the heel turns I had predicted. But the fact is, WarGames is in the books, and it was a pretty good event, and I'll go from top to bottom with you guys with it. Any comments, or if you're listening to the show live or watching live, thank you very much. Feel free to throw up a comment there. I will respond. If you're listening on audio, thank you very much. And as always, you can hit us up, feedback@cwnonline.ca. So, pre-show hosted by Sam Roberts and Wade Barrett. Mackenzie Mitchell was backstage, announced the women's WarGame match would kick off the show. That was a little bit surprising because the way that they had promoted Shotzi Blackheart, I would have thought that maybe the women's match would have gone on last. But in this case, yeah, they announced it as going on first. So, like I said, Mackenzie Mitchell on the pre-show there and mentioned that the women's WarGame match was going on first. So that would kick off the show. They announced as well Ariel Helwani to join them for talk about the men's WarGame match. So that was coming up on the pre-show as well. Mackenzie Mitchell then interviewed Cameron Grimes backstage. Sam and Wade joined by ESPN correspondent Ariel Helwani. Helwani comes on, and basically they gave the guy about 3 minutes or so. It wasn't much of an interview, wasn't much of a segment. I thought maybe Ariel would have been on for the entire segment, for the entire pre-show, but he wasn't. Like I said, they gave him probably about a good 3 minutes at that. But case in point, he comes on the show. They welcome him on the show. Sam Roberts is basically telling him, am I on your side in this case? Because apparently Ariel had did an interview with regards to Pat McAfee as well as JBL or Booker T. I think it was Booker T at that. And, wasn't well liked, so to speak. But he came on, he referenced 1987 WarGames, referenced the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes as well, shared his thoughts on McAfee and the Undisputed Era, and then basically went off the air, and that was it for Ariel Helwani. So like I said, about a good 3 minutes. So main show was this. Commentators were Vic Joseph, Wade Barrett, and then Beth Phoenix was there as well, but she was only there remotely. So basically, Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett were there together. Beth Phoenix was not on the pre-show, but she came on later on. So match number one, WarGames match, Team Shotzi with the advantage, of course, from NXT this past week, taking on Team Candice. So WarGames rules are this. And if you'd watched the prediction show, you'll know that I noted this as well, but I'm going to do it again. So WarGames rules were this. 2 competitors will enter the match. After 5 minutes, the team with the advantage will send their next competitor in. So hence being 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3. Superstars will enter the match after 3-minute intervals. Superstars wait in the cages, the shark cages, so to speak, on the stage until they're let loose. Once all the 8 competitors have entered the match, WarGames will officially begin. And I'll make note of that as I'm doing the show here tonight. Weapons come into play as well, which was announced. But the fact is, weapons came into play very early on in both WarGames matches. So keep that in mind. Only way to win is via pinfall or submission. No escape. If the competitor does leave the ring, they forfeit the match for their team. So again, the only way to win the match is either pinfall or submission. So the women's WarGame match was up first. I'm going to say this. The order of entry was this. So Dakota Kai, Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart with a bigger tank at that. Gonzalez, so Raquel Gonzalez, Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Io Shirai, and Candice LeRae. So they all came out in groups. So you had Team Shotzi come out as one group, and Ember Moon came out first, so she wasn't necessarily locked in the cage. And then basically, like I said, Dakota Kai was the first one out, so she wasn't necessarily locked in the cage, but she came out. They all came out as groups. Separate entrance music and this and that, but the fact is they all came out as groups, and then basically one by one by one. So the match itself was this. Ember Moon crossbody to Kai when she was in between the cage and the ring ropes while they were one-on-one. That was absolutely insane. So a good way to start the women's match. So basically, picture Dakota Kai being up against the cage, the ropes on the other side of her, and then Ember Moon comes across, hits a crossbody on her. So it looked kind of lethal there. From there, Shotzi enters, grabs a toolbox and the crowbar on the way underneath the ring, and then basically enters the ring with a crowbar as well as the toolbox there. Shotzi missile drop kicks to Kai while she's on Ember Moon's shoulders. Then Gonzalez enters, immediately shows too much power for Blackheart and Moon. So basically, even though it's a 2-on-2, it's basically a 2-on-1, 2-on-0 at this point, because it is, the power of Gonzalez is absolutely amazing at that. Ripley then enters and predicted. I think I was going through my notes and I was like, you know what? If they're going to have Gonzalez come in and she's going to do her thing as powerful as she was, they have to have Ripley come in to basically, to cross-reference it to be, to basically even things out, even though at this point it was a 3-on-2. So Ripley enters. Gonzalez states, I've been waiting for this. Ripley then shows her own power. Ripley grabs a metal mallet out of the toolbox, beats down Kai with her. Ripley then takes off her belt and then traps Kai with it. So she's basically got Kai in front of her with the belt around her, and then nails her with a series of headbutts. Ripley and Gonzalez then brawl. Storm enters, grabs the kendo sticks on the way to the ring, helps beat down Ripley, and then removes the second turnbuckle pad. And not sure why, because they're surrounded by steel. They're surrounded by the cage. But Toni Storm, for whatever reason, decided to go and basically remove the turnbuckle pad. So whatever. Heels have taken the advantage at this point, double, triple move spots on the top ropes. So you got basically both series of women. So 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, basically side by side. They hit, triple moves between the 6 women there. So they're all down at one point. Shirai enters, or she attempts to anyway. Grabs the ladder on the way in, kendo stick, but Gonzalez won't let her into the cage. Shirai then grabs another ladder. Gonzalez still blocking entry for Shirai. Gonzalez attacks Shotzi. Io Shirai tossing chair after chair after chair into the ring. Gonzalez still blocks her, and then followed by Storm. So Storm basically takes over for Gonzalez. So Storm is basically not allowing Io Shirai into the ring, into the cages. Lorraine then goes to enter. Io confronts her, and then out of nowhere, Indy Hartwell comes out of the crowd to attack her. So Io Shirai is still not in the ring, and at this point, Shotzi, Indy Hartwell goes and locks the cage. So basically, Candice LeRae has entered. 7 women in the ring. Indy Hartwell goes and takes off. And Io Shirai is still on the outside of the ring. So basically, it's still not an official WarGames match yet because all 8 women aren't in the ring. And then the heels basically destroy the faces with kendo sticks at that point. Shirai then climbs to the top of the cage, puts a garbage can over her head. So picture her standing on the top of the cage, garbage can on top of her head, and then out of nowhere, she just basically jumps into the crowd that's below her. Obviously, they're going to do the job and catch her. But it was kind of a cool, kind of insane moment to see this woman flying out of the air and with a garbage can on her head and nailing everybody down below. So that is what happened with regards to Io Shirai there. From there, WarGames is now official, so the bell is rung. Shirai then goes on to destroy the heels. Faces join in as well with to help out Shirai. Io then top rope moonsault on Gonzalez with a 2 count. Candice with Gargano. Candice hits the Gargano lock on Moon with a wrench. Shotzi at the same time hits a submission on Toni Storm. Candice lets go to attack Shotzi, so that breaks up everything there. Dakota Kai with the double stomp off the top rope to Shirai, covered in a trash can for a 2 count. So you can see the WarGames effect coming into play here. Move after move after move, and the women did well in this match. I'll tell you that much right there. So where are we here? 2 count Moon Eclipse on Kai onto 2 chairs. 2 count. That move looked wicked. Looked almost insanely real. I know they're gifted athletes, so know how to perform, but that move looked like it could have been, basically very hurtful, so to speak. Storm Zero Moon onto her trash can for a 2 count. Shotzi hits a coffin drop off the top of the ladder onto Candice LeRae, who's laying on chairs at this point. No count there. Io Shirai hits a moonsault on Dakota Kai with the 2 count. Shirai goes for the moonsault, goes to moonsault Storm. Gonzalez grabs her, choke slams her through a ladder set up between the 2 rings on the bottom rope, and that is the official win for Team Candice there. So very entertaining, very hardcore match between the women's side here. Like I said, very interested in the fact that they opened the match, or sorry, opened the event with this. I thought, like I said, with regards to the way that they had gone and booked this and promoted this, that maybe the women would have gone on last. But that wasn't the case at all. Indy Hartwell comes in, joins the winners in the ring. LeRae at this point is favoring her right arm or her midsection. So it looks like she might have been injured or just might have been selling the match itself. So hard to say there. I haven't seen any reports with regards to Candice LeRae actually being injured, but I guess next 24 hours or so, we'll see that happen there. Then we get a Finn Balor video promo, which was pre-taped. He basically says this coming Wednesday, all eyes will be back on the Prince. So basically, once WarGames is settled, basically NXT is all about Finn Balor. So match number 2 of the night, Tommaso Ciampa taking on Timothy Thatcher. Hard-hitting match. Ciampa, I just want to make note, 35 years old, Thatcher, 37 years old. Thatcher's left ear has been busted open in the match by Ciampa's knee. So not a lot going on in this match besides what you expect. A lot of hard-hitting moves. Basically, 2 guys going at it, looking to injure each other. Ciampa hits the Willow's Bell in the end to hit the 3 count. The main part of this match is probably the backstory of it with regards to post-match. So basically, both guys is basically sitting on the ring apron there, and they're basically staring down each other post-match. So what I put, unfinished business, more to come. I think we're not going to see the end of this yet. I think probably basically when it comes down to it, I think both guys are going to probably end up in a series of matches. And it was a hard-hitting affair, like I said, bled by Ciampa with regards to Thatcher's ear. But the fact is, even Triple H had commented, basically, these 2 guys went into the match, wanted to hurt each other, and that's exactly what they did. So I wouldn't mind seeing this again. I wouldn't mind seeing this 5 times over. But the fact is, it was a good hard-hitting match by 2 guys almost close to 40. So congrats to them. Match number 3 of the night was Cameron Grimes taking on Dexter Loomis. Strap match with Daryl Sharma as referee. And if the reason I make reference to this, he was the referee with regards to that match that took place at Halloween Havoc between the 2. So I put that as a reference because I didn't know if anything was going to take effect with regards to Sharma and any kind of play that WWE might make with regards to this match. But Grimes come in, he brought his own strap in. He basically argued with the ref. So Daryl Sharma said, basically, I'm going to use my own strap, or it's going to be no strap. Sharma at this point looks at Dexter Loomis. Loomis, of course, no response. So Grimes then attacks Loomis. Grimes only wearing the 1 strap, so match still not official. Loomis with the comeback puts on the strap, the bell rings, so the match is now official. Match outside of the ring, Grimes attempts to climb into the NXT universe over the barricades, over the plexiglass, so to speak. But Loomis continues the attack. It's official. I just wanted to mention this. No red-haired Beth Phoenix ringside. So in previous NXT takeovers, we have seen somebody who looks like a red-haired version of Beth Phoenix just to be on commentary. They didn't play that out this time. So basically, it was Wade Barrett and Vic Joseph on commentary. Beth Phoenix nowhere to be seen. So, congrats to WWE for fixing that there. Grimes then blindfold Loomis and lazy assault with the official strap. Very annoying fan slap on the plexiglass, I noticed. So basically, I thought it was the fans themselves doing it, and I'll get to this point here. Chair attack by Grimes, gloats, then a Loomis comeback. Grimes hits the inside out 2 count. Then we hear that very annoying fan slap on plexiglass. This is put in exclamation mark as well as capital letters. Then I realized at this point it's WWE's audio at work, and I put screw them. So basically, WWE basically making the match sound like it's more important than it actually was. But the fact is, it's very annoying to watch that on to watch that on live TV. They didn't need it. The fans there in attendance, you could see them slapping on the plexiglass themselves, but that make that much noise as far as the the show itself goes. WWE and NXT didn't need it at all. So thumbs down to that there. And then final moments of the match, Loomis goes, traps Grimes in the strap, head to toe, locks in the silence. Grimes taps out. So basically, Dexter Loomis wins the match by submission with the silence. So I think at this point, I think I'd put Thatcher to win. That didn't happen. I think I put Grimes to lose. That happened. And I think I put Team Shotzi to win, and that didn't happen. So I think I'm only 1 for 3 at this point. So not doing very well. Then we see an Amazon.com promo for NXT TakeOver WarGames playset by Mattel. The kid in me wanted to basically go on Amazon and end up looking for this and buying it. Not sure if my wife would approve, or basically if I ordered it, be like, what the hell is this? So anyways, it remains a mystery if I'll ever own the NXT TakeOver WarGames playset by Mattel. Then they do a video promo for Karrion Kross. Basically, all I said was TikTok. So we know he's coming back. We know he's coming back soon. Just a matter of time. And I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it to be able to see Karrion Kross back in NXT and basically holding that title once again. Karrion Kross mark, by the way. Match number 4 of the night, NXT North American Championship triple threat match. Liam Ruff was border tossed through the hard camera barricade. Three refs come out to check him out. Ruff was led to the back at this point. Gargano, being the ass that he is, waves by, states he couldn't hang. He's a joke. Then we end up with a 1-on-1 match between Gargano and Priest. Ruff returns on the attack, offense by all 3 guys. Gargano locks Priest in the ropes, Andre style. So the way that Andre the Giant used to be sitting on the ring apron there, locked in the ropes. Well, Damian Priest was doing the same thing. Crucifix bombs by Ruff on Gargano, only with a 2 count there. Ruff misses the top rope splash, frog splash at that. Gargano locks in the Gargano lock right in front of Priest. So I thought this was going to be the end, but nope. Priest escapes and stops Ruff from tapping. Multiple ghost faces show up and attack Priest. Priest takes them out. Ruff with the frog splash on Gargano, 2 count. Priest breaks it up. Priest ends up destroying Gargano, looks to put him away. And next thing we know, there's another ghost face that appears. He whacks Priest with a lead pipe, and then Priest ends up now on the outside. Gargano nails the one final beat on Ruff, and then we get a new NXT North American champion. Post-match, as we see Johnny Gargano heading up the entrance ramp there, basically lead pipe Ghostface reveals himself to be the one and only Austin Theory. So basically, it looks like Gargano's aligned himself with Austin. We got Candice LeRae aligning herself with Indy Hartwell. So it looks like we got a group going on there. It'll be interesting to see Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano. I see, prediction-wise for 2021 at least, Austin Theory eventually turning on Johnny Gargano and then basically taking that NXT North American Championship off of him there. Then we hear NXT New Year's Evil announced for January 6, 2021 on the USA Network. And then match number 5, of course, main event time, men's WarGame match, Undisputed Era versus Team McAfee, with the advantage, of course. And again, WarGames matches. So WarGames rules basically as this: 2 competitors enter the match, 5 minutes. Next competitor enters. You can't escape the cage. If you do, you forfeit your team. And then basically the only way to win is pinfall or submission. And then weapons again come into play as far as this match itself goes. So order entry is this. We get Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, Bobby Fish, Danny Burch, Roderick Strong, Pat McAfee, as well as Adam Cole. Submission style going on between O'Reilly and Dunne to begin with. Lorcan then enters. Huge 2-on-1 ensues. Bobby Fish enters. Red Dragon take control. I say Red Dragon because of the fact I'm an ROH fan, and that's how I know them. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly as Red Dragon. So you hear the references going on through this match. Birch then enters. He's got an orange bag with him. And then inside, he's got a cricket bat. He misses the attack and then basically reveals a second cricket bat. So then next thing you know, you see Oney Lorcan, Danny Birch, Pete Dunne take control with with both cricket bats there. So too much for the Undisputed Era at this point. Roderick Strong then enters, double teamed by Lorcan and Birch, but makes a comeback, and then he ends up dominating. Team McAfee then ends up with a comeback themselves. McAfee enters, grabs 4 tables, 2 chairs under the ring, tables marked with UE names, so Undisputed Era names as he's throwing them into the ring. The heels end up dominating at this point. McAfee moonsault on Strong through a table. So that was his first huge spot of the night. Cole then enters with a fire extinguisher, blasts the heels to make sure he's able to enter the ring, and then WarGames officially begins. Everybody knocked down at this point except for Cole and McAfee. Dunne intercepts. Dunne continues the attack. O'Reilly nails him with the chair. O'Reilly then challenges McAfee. Cole nails McAfee with the chair. All hell breaks loose as I put McAfee chop block on Cole, figure 4 on Cole by McAfee, reversal by Cole. Dunne breaks it up. Fish table scene set up between the 2 rings. I thought this was going to come into play because I predicted on the prediction show there that basically Bobby Fish was going to be the one to turn on Undisputed Era. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but I thought with that shot, with that table in between the 2 rings and basically Bobby Fish's name, I thought it was going to come into play. It did come into play, but not the way I thought it would. So Lorcan and Birch set up Cole, table in between the ring, in the ring. Fish wipes them out. Cole and Dunne going at it. Undisputed Era attempt to put Dunne through Birch on the table. Table doesn't break. A second attempt does work, though. Then we see a Pat McAfee suplex attempt on Cole through the table, but it fails. McAfee ends up through the table himself. Undisputed Era cage shot, nailing the hell out of Team McAfee minus Pat. So basically, you've got the Team McAfee, so only Lorcan, Danny Birch, and as well as Pete Dunne, trapped between the cage and the ring ropes, much the same way in that beginning match that Dakota Kai was. And then basically Undisputed Era just let loose on those 3 guys. So they head into the second ring. Pat McAfee is alone. So basically he attempts to escape. He is destroyed by the Undisputed Era. Pat McAfee back up at this point. Team McAfee back up at this point and attack the Undisputed Era. Brawl ensues. 4 top rope spots. So basically all 4 corners of the posts, and then basically 4 different spots taking place. Everybody ends up back up, brawling. McAfee with a swanton from the top of the cage. So after the 4 top rope spots, everybody's down, and I didn't even notice McAfee basically leaving that scene and climbing to the top of the cage, but he did. So McAfee at this point is now at the top of the cage, and all of a sudden he hits it, like I said, a swanton from the top of the cage onto the guys below. From the first glance, it looked like the guys didn't catch him, but then the replays showed that the guys were actually there for him. So anyways, McAfee is an athlete, and congrats to him for hitting that spot. From there, O'Reilly, Pete Dunne brawl. Dunne hits the bitter end, but he only gets 2 count. O'Reilly hits a huge move as well, get 2 count as well. And then Fish puts Birch through the table. So that table I was referring to with Fish's name on it, well, yeah, Fish didn't go through it, but he ends up putting Danny Birch through it. So the table is gone at that point. Cole McAfee going at it at this point. Panama Sunrise by Adam Cole looks to be the end, but nope, it's only a 2 count. So basically, Pat McAfee ends up kicking out at the Panama Sunrise. Last shot ends up being blocked by Lorcan. So as Adam Cole setting up Pat McAfee to do it, Lorcan comes in and with the block. The Red Dragon come in strong at this point. Basically take out anybody who's left on Team McAfee. And then O'Reilly comes off the top of the ropes there. I think he'd use the cage as an advantage, but I think he scaled the ropes, hit a move onto Lorcan, and then basically ends up getting the pin. So Undisputed Era ends up winning this here. And I don't know if I picked them or not in the predictions show. Kind of confused, but I think I don't, you know what? No, I didn't, because I think I end up going with Team McAfee simply because of the fact I thought Bobby Fish was going to turn. So I might be only a 2 for 3 with this, because I know I had picked, no, actually, I think I'm 1 for 4 because I did not pick Gargano at that. So Yeah, case in point, I sucked at predictions as far as NXT goes. So I will leave it at that. But anyway, post match for this Undisputed Era in the camera posing, and the show went off the air. So that is it for that. Guys, if you're looking for more wrestling tonight, check out WB Network right now. WB 24, Keith Lee live on the WB Network. It looks interesting. He talks about Vince McMahon. He talks about at one point being homeless. It should be an interesting special. I'm going to basically sign off and go and watch that there. And then your next episode of CWN Weekly is taking place this coming Friday, December the 11th, 3 p.m. Live on Facebook Live, Twitch, and YouTube. So it'll be episode number 17. So looking forward to basically being able to talk more with regards to WB as well as New Japan Pro Wrestling, because look at the huge week coming up for episode number 17 of CWN Weekly. So as always, with regards to CWN Recap, I always do my match of the night as well as my wrestler of the night. So match of the night has to go to this. So match of the night is the men's WarGame match. It was great. Women's match I thought was great as well. But the fact is, when it comes down to it, I was very surprised to see Undisputed Era still standing as a team at the very end of the event here. So again, match of the night, men's WarGame match is my match of the night there. Wrestler of the night has to be the one and only Johnny Wrestling, Mr. Johnny Takeover, so to speak, Johnny Gargano. He ends up winning back the NXT and North American Championship. So surprising there, because I picked Leon Ruff to win. But it'd be interesting to see what happens with him and Austin Theory going forward. And you got, like I said, Candice LeRae as well as Indy Hartwell as well. But he is my wrestler of the night there. Guys, you can see the social media links down below: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and so forth. You can check out the show, CWNonline.ca, of course. We're getting hits from all over the world right now. It's absolutely phenomenal. Top countries still astound me. We've got the U.S. is number one country to hit CWNonline.ca, followed by Canada, followed by the U.K., and then top 10 are, I think, Ireland, Mexico, Australia, Germany, and then Togo. I'm still not sure what Togo is, but they're on that list there. And we're getting very great reviews, and as well as hits as far as first-time viewers go, as far as the website goes. And then, of course, you know, it all relates to this show itself, so CWN Weekly, as well as the recap, as well as the prediction show. So thank you very much, guys, for checking out CWNonline.ca, as well as anything I do as far as the podcast scene goes here. So get rid of this, get rid of this. As always, check me out at Chris Maloney CWN. As far as my own personal social media accounts go, like I said, Twitter, Instagram, as well as Reddit. And I'm not big on Reddit yet, but I will be hopefully by the end of the year, as well as TikTok. Hopefully I'll stream one time and one time only, maybe on TikTok, just to see what it's all about. But I know WB is doing it, so, you know, sure, why not? But guys, that is it as far as the recap show goes. If you watch live, thank you very much. If you're listening on audio, thank you very much. If you're listening on pre-record of the show itself on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, thanks a lot. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know you're out there, and let me know you're enjoying anything I have to do. And I'll say this: I had everything lined up. London Knights shirt going on. I miss hockey right now, and I had my Toronto Raptors hat I was going to wear during the episode. But then all of a sudden I looked at the score from today, and it was 45-0. The Pats end up beating the Chargers today. So I was like, you know what? No way in the world I'm not wearing the Pats hat. Anybody who caught the prediction show, you'll see it was a premiere. Reason being, I was out with the family Christmas shopping as well as Christmas tree shopping for the first time since I've been with my wife. We have a real actual tree. Kind of a weird experiment because of the fact it's not just like you basically buy a box, you set it up, all the lights, the stand, everything's included. It's like, no, you buy the tree, and then you got to buy the skirt, and then you got to buy the stand, and then you got to buy the lights, and everything's separate. But we made it work, and the tree right now is over in the corner there, and it's basically expanding for the night, and we'll have to decorate it tomorrow. Maybe I'll take a picture and be able to show everybody here on the show. But yeah, that's what I did the premiere today. I wasn't live as far as the prediction show goes because we had to go pick up a Christmas tree. And I'll tell you this, my 2.5-year-old daughter loved it. So it's, good work, pat in the back for dad here. So, but anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching the recap show. If you watch the prediction show, thank you very much as well. And like I said, we'll be back for episode number 17. Holy crap. 17 of CWN Weekly coming up this coming Friday, December 11th, 3 p.m. And that is live on Facebook, Twitch, as well as YouTube. So until this coming Friday, thank you very much. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your wrestling this week. As Ian Riccaboni says, happy wrestling. And I will see everybody this coming Friday. Thank you very much, guys.